Hello, one and all. It is Sunday night, and we are here for another session of Like Clockwork, our Dungeons and Dragons actual play, following our characters through the world of Caliphus, which is the same world that Colossus Clockwork Circus takes place in. And it's been a couple of weeks since we've been on, so let us go around real quick and say hello to folks who are here, and just see quickly what's up with them, what's going on with them. We're gonna start with Thomas. Hello.
Hello, I'm Thomas. Gonna be playing Flint again tonight for a little while at least. Outside of that, we're preparing to move, so that's exciting but stressful. And that's been taking pretty much all my time, other than work. So yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, let's move on then to Joey. Hello, Joey. How are you today?
Hello, Danny. I'm doing good. Joey's been just chilling lately.
Thank you for the sub, Radio Ouija. That's pretty cool. Thanks for joining us, and feel free to give a nat 20 to the player of your choice.
You know what else is pretty cool? Rem pronouncing that completely correctly on the first try, because I definitely saw radioja, and I had no idea there were two words.
Radishage.
But yeah. So nothing special here. I've been playing Legend of Zelda like everybody else in the whole wide world. That's taken up a large majority of my time. And other than that, I'm planning a D&D one-shot that I'm going to be playing next week on Friday after work. And I am so excited because I've been working on this for absolute, probably months.
Nice.
And there's so much OneNote pages and work put into it. So I'm really excited for that.
Cool.
You have a favorite weapon from the new Zelda game that you've made?
Well, obviously, sword with rock on the end is a classic, but I like Claymore. It's a Claymore with a Claymore attached to the end of it, and that's a go-to.
What?
So it's like a Claymorio? Is that what it is? It's the
Claymore. No, just a good old Claymore. Not
Claymore
like the
square?
broadsword Claymore.
Okay.
Yeah, Claymore square. Anything can be attached
More
to the end of another weapon. More Claymore. Yeah, fun times.
Yeah, everybody is. It took me a while to figure out what Totk was. TOTK. Like I was seeing all this TOTK everywhere, and then realized, oh, that's the new game. So yeah, I guess that's where a lot of people are. That's not where I am, but that's where a lot of people are. Where are you, Elizabeth?
I am not there either. I'm with you. I have not played that yet. Actually, I've never even made it through Breath of the Wild, which I feel like I'm going to get shunned for saying that.
I haven't played it yet.
No one makes it all the way.
I can't even finish Pokemon Arceus.
That is not true.
So...
My husband finished the entire game and did absolutely everything you could possibly do, just so that when he said he didn't like it, he could actually say, I actually played the whole game, and this is why I didn't like it.
That was why I read Twilight. Spiteful. That was the exact reason I read Twilight.
And then you loved it.
I like the movies, no shame.
Not
arguable.
A little bit ashamed.
Arts do beat fast.
All right. Well, moving up, we've got Alex. Alex.
Hi. I don't have lots of cool and interesting things going in my life, but you know what I do have? I have summer weather in Chicago. That's what I have. And so I spent most of the day outside, just soaking it all in. I mean, I soaked myself in sunscreen first for obvious reasons, and then I soaked up sunlight, vitamin D. It was nice. Yeah, so I'm hopefully we'll be outdoors for the next 4 months. You can catch me outside. That was my.
How's that? John, hello.
Hi, I am poor because I am about to embark upon my own move, so I can't afford a $70 video game for my Nintendo Switch. I'll have to wait until they are more reasonably priced. I do have the blessed joy of living in the same city as Mike Bennett, who does a whole bunch of really cool cartoon art, and he had a scavenger hunt yesterday for the little KOTOR things from the video game, or maybe they were from all of Zelda, I don't know. but he does these like he hides cartoon cardboard figurines throughout the city and does like super cool scavenger hunts all the time. So I got like a sad pumpkin from his Halloween one, so that was kind of fun. Here at Rem Alternus, we're having a good time too. Next week we have Hellslayer on Tuesday, along with whatever's happening in the Shadowcasters Network on Tuesday and maybe Wednesday. I don't know what's happening on Wednesday yet. I haven't checked that message.
The finale for 5th edition Chicago missions is coming up. So the final final countdown, I think they're playing through it. And either this week or next week is the finale. So if whether or not you're familiar with what happens in the missions, you should tune in.
That makes me happy too, because this week I don't have Power Rangers Centurion, so I can actually tune in. So I don't miss the finale. Shadowcasters Network, if you haven't checked it out, it's a YouTube channel that I guess did we take it over and we revitalized it, or
yeah, we are now the producer of Shadowcasters Network.
Yeah, very exciting. And here at Rem, as we start up, we come into summer and we're working on stuff looking toward the future. Keep an eyeball out on social media. I'm going to be sending out a Google form because I kind of want to hear what you use Rem for, what you're looking for your own personal content, because we're looking at new ways to interact with you, and we want to make sure that we get you the information that you need and want.
John, you might check with Winston because I think he did something similar for our rebranding.
It's not quite the same.
Okay, but he might have some good answers for you.
Yeah, because I've realized that we had talked about things to do for social media. I never got input from the actual people that would be looking at the social media. So it's always going to get input from the people that are going to be using and viewing the thing. So it's very exciting. It's an exciting time. Today we have like weird wintry, blustery cold weather here in Oregon, and I'm very grateful for it because 92 degrees is not the jam in Oregon. I don't care for it. No, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's finally move on to Sarah and see what's going on in her world.
Hi. I just blanked on everything for a second there.
Nothing!
Yeah, so I'm traveling this week. I'm going to ACD Games Day. So if you are a game retailer or distributor or, distributors, it would be all ACD ones, or fulfillment or anything like that, and you are going to be at ACD, you should say hi. I'm going to be there with some of the Catalyst folks. I come back on Saturday next week, and then Thomas and I are starting the moving process, so I won't be here for a couple of Sundays probably. Tuesday is the launch of Catalyst's next Kickstarter, which is a board game called Overlords in Training, and it's board/card game. It's very fast-paced, and I'm really loving it. I got to play it when I was in Toronto, and I really love it because Randall, who's very well known for BattleTech and is one of the lead developers for Catalyst, it's a game that he developed with his son, and it's pretty much, he describes it that it's like how his son survived high school with developmental disabilities and stuff like that. He focused on this game, on building this game, and so it's a really great story. Kenyon did the art himself. Like it's all his. Nothing happened without his approval and consideration. So I'm really excited to see how that does. And then, gosh, it's not long till Origins. So I'm going to be at Origins Game Fair. So is Elizabeth. We're going to be hanging out together. So come say hi. I think that's everything I need to talk about. Why? I need to refresh Twitch because it looks like we're frozen. Let's see. Are we frozen?
Yeah, it looks okay on my end.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Just
I mean, that doesn't
sure.
mean it's not frozen, but yeah, it does look all right. Well, all right, very good. Well, with that all said and done, then let's go ahead and get into this session because for real, it is about that time. And we're back. When we last left our intrepid adventurers who had not been adventuring so much as they have been spending most of the last week chilling out in the city of Castanede, while Perunia, as Zane the Rock Johnson, participated in a big old fighting tournament, the international or the national fighting tournament of Einelund, and ended up winning. Or not winning. Well, second place. End up winning second place, winning some money out of this. As if she had won, she was supposed to get like 60% of the main pot, but not being the top winner, she gets 40% of whatever the prize money is, supposedly. However, that's supposed to come to her because now the group, after certain incidents, certain portents, if you will, have decided that they need to move on quickly. And so we are going to bring our attention, focus our attention to Panabon and Drusilla, who, while Perunia was fighting her final fight, these two had gone off to try to sell some of the extra bits and bobs and odds and ends they have, which just really amounted to like a handful of gemstones that they're going to try and get rid of. And so I take it to you. Where are you? Pardon me. Where are you heading? And what is your plan?
I just know I'm supposed to do the talking, so I don't really know where we're supposed to go.
Great. I plan to relocate things into places that are convenient for me, and also to frame the centralized relocation specialists of this fair city that think they're so cool that they can't be a guild. So I guess we should go probably not to a jeweler because they might be wise on spells. But I don't want to go back to that pawn shop where they measured my child's legs because that's still kind of weird. Don't think quite understood what was going on there, but I was a little bit preoccupied at the time. I wonder if they've got a good museum here that would buy good gemstones.
Gemstones at a museum? Unlikely that a museum would buy random gemstones unless there was some interest, some historical interest in them. But for the most part,
I mean, how good are you at crafting stories about historical interest, Drew?
I've never tried. What about like a private, like a wealthy private buyer? Or maybe there's more than one pawn shop?
I like the idea of doing a private wealthy buyer because then we can case the place. And bonus, if they have a secret room with blood on the floor, then we'll know about that too before we leave. Because that I've mentioned that, right? That kind of follows us to every city we go to. There's like a secret room and there's like blood on the floor and like a diagram and like a sarcophagus. And so it's just good to know where that house is so you can either avoid it or we actually end up coming back to them later. It's very strange. We live a strange life.
I've noticed. Thankfully, you've mentioned it, but thankfully, I have missed that so far, and I'm very happy about that.
It's good.
I'd like to continue.
Yeah, it's good because Lex almost died the last time we were in a house like that. They almost got murdered by a stone wasp, but it's fine. I'm sure that won't happen to you. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen.
Yeah,
so
I wouldn't like that either.
It occurs to you that you have a few hours to do this. And usually it takes a little bit more time than that to find a mark, case their location, convince them that you have something worthwhile, etc., so on and so forth. Not to say you couldn't start that process.
Maybe we should just find a rich house, sell them the gems, and then stab them and take what we want. Because we also got to find a big chest. So, like, 2 birds, 1 stone.
I don't. Can we call that Plan B?
We could call it Plan P for Panabon.
That works. Well, maybe maybe there's like another pawn shop, or maybe you know someone in the seedier, I don't know, the seedier part of town that can help us.
God, I wish. I really
unload them, or
part of town. I wonder if someone at the university, like if they like jewels at the university, like they seem like the type of people that would like jewelry.
Maybe.
Usually I just steal them and then I give them to other people to deal with. I'm not a part of this process normally, so I'd like people having trust in me. I just wish I'd had more time to formulate a plan.
Is there another? Go ahead.
I did have this thought of just like creating complete chaos in the city, of like going around and just throwing the gems places and like letting people converge on them and then stealing from those people to have like cash on hand. And then we've gotten rid of the gems, and also then we have more cash on hand. Yeah.
Okay.
Like you just throw the gem out, and then people converge, and while they're fighting over the gem, you pickpocket from them. Yeah. It's pretty simple. People see gems and they go crazy.
Well, I mean, but we instead of throwing the gems, I mean, I could do like a street performance, and then you could pickpocket them that way, and then we still have the gems.
Yeah, but then they're not paying attention to your to your fabulous voice. So the other part of it is like, I'm also a little worried about the timeline of these gems. Like, it's a good spell, but also, what if something happens to delay us in the city? It's also that there's a whole train of thought here. Let's just figure out. So I guess we could try to find another pawn shop. Let's try to find a pawn shop. I like pawn shops.
And I mean, worst case, if we can't sell them there, maybe they'll know somebody that likes to buy gems, and they can point us in the direction.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just gonna create chaos, but this works too.
Okie dokie. So you're just gonna try to find a pawn shop of some sort, just like a little shop where you can, like consignment store or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, it doesn't take you too long. Where exactly are you going to try to find a place for this stuff? Are you going to go? 1 second. I realize I have this here. Yes. Awesome. Are you going to do it in? Are you going like to East Home, which is kind of the nicer neighborhood? Are you going to Cold Crest, which is your sort of more normal day-to-day, or over to maybe the Silver Yard, which is where all of the high up all the company stuff is, and all the research facilities and everything? Like, what section of the city are you going to for this?
Is there a section of the city where the craftsman and artisan would be? Because after we get the gems taken care of, a request for a giant trunk, likely to be filled to the brim with books, needs to be procured.
Coldcrest or East Home for that, probably. East Home is just East Home is like a sort of upper middle class modern suburbia, and Coldcrest would be like lower middle class blue collar.
Artisans might buy the gems too.
It's true.
So I say maybe we try to find a pawn shop by the artisans, and if we can't get a good price from the pawn shop, then we can try to sell them to one of the artisans.
Yeah, I like that plan. Because again, my main plan involved hooking them into the street and using the chaos to steal from people. So it's
Yeah,
probably
but we're
good
on
to
a
go with the general
timeline.
plan. We are.
Yeah,
If I could
we're
still just immobilize the city with chaos, that would make
after
me
we're
feel
done.
better.
After
Yeah.
we're done selling stuff and buying stuff.
On our way out of the city, they will feel the wrath. The wrath.
I would say probably the higher end section. Maybe we'll get more money that way.
All right, so you head off to East Home, which is, you've been through East Home a few times. This is where the cafe is. This is where the what Panabon keeps referring to as that weird pawn shop is also in East Home.
They measured my child's legs. It was weird.
Consensually.
Yeah, it doesn't make it any less weird, but yes.
You've literally carried a severed finger around, like, across half the desert. Like, I don't think you get to be the judge on what weird is.
Technically, that severed finger kept getting regifted to me in a vicious cycle. I kept trying to get rid of it, and it kept coming back to me. It was a vicious cycle of regifting.
And I didn't have any money, so I showed a little leg. That's just what happens.
That's how you know they're my child.
That's how you know. All right. You do manage to find a little pawn shop, and you head on inside. The individual sitting at the counter looks up and just kind of smiles. Yes, welcome to the Dry Chariot. How can I help you today?
Well, hello. You have a lovely store, by the way. My friend and I, we're trying to. We have some gems that we wanted to try to sell, and I was just wondering if you could take a look and tell me how much you could give me for them.
Gemstones, you say?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And how did you come by these gemstones?
Trading here and there. I'm a performer by trade, and sometimes people will give me gems to perform for them.
She's a really good performer.
I see. Well, I suppose no harm in having a look. And with that, he pulls out a little sort of a case and sets it down and unrolls a cloth over it and invites you to please lay out what you're offering here, and I'll have a look.
Thank you. And I will take the gems from Panabon and put them on the cloth.
Okie doke. So
Look
you
at all the
have
gems in that party sheet. Woohoo!
Yeah, you lay down a total of what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 22 gems of various sizes, or semi-precious stones. And these have been ensorcelled, a bunch of them, with Shaylun's magic. What is the effect of that spell? Can you remind us, Sarah?
Do you want me to get the actual verbiage?
No, you could just tell us what it does.
Okay, basically it distorts the value to, I think, be double of what it normally would be worth.
To double, okay.
Double checking myself, but.
All right. So, pulls out a little jeweler's eyepiece and is examining the various items there. Well, this is a decent collection of semi-precious stones. Nothing overly exciting. Unless you're a dog, and then it's very exciting. And you say that you got these from performing.
Yes, some of them from performing, some of them were just, I have fans from, in other cities, and they like to give me gifts. Oh.
I see. Roll me I think they're probably the same. So just give me your deception. I see. Well, I suppose in that case, I could take the lot off your hands for 500 gold coins.
Out of character, how much was I supposed to be getting for these? Because I don't remember.
None of you are jewelers. I don't think any of you really know.
Okay.
I usually just steal stuff if I need it, so it's fine.
All right, well, she doesn't want to make Shailene mad, so she wants to make sure that she gets as much gold as she can. She's gonna kind of look to Panabon. What do you think? Do you think that's a fair price?
Panabon has been kind of looking around the shop and goes, well, yeah, we're headed back out on the road, and it's nice to have them in the hands of a trusted dealer. I'm Wayne, by the way. It's really nice to meet you and be in your lovely shop. And yeah, that seems like a really great way to go to honor the price that the shopkeep has given us.
All right. Well, yes, then definitely. Thank you so much. I'm happy to do business with you.
Excellent. With that, they do count out the 500 gold coins and put away the gemstones. So I'm going to throw in 500 gold coins into this here party sheet. So when the time comes, we can decide who's going to hold on to that or whatever, but it can just sit in there for now.
That's good, because I can never figure out how the party sheet works. So that's good.
You also have the strange sort of measuring device item.
Yeah.
A set of traveler's clothes and some black hair dye.
I figured the black hair dye wasn't going to go very far in negotiations, so I will figure out what to do with that. I think black hair dye in a pinch also makes a pretty good deterrent. So,
all right, so you just take that back into your inventory.
Sure, I can do that.
And the traveler's clothing and the device.
I'll take the device. I'm still intrigued by it if I can figure out how to. No, that didn't work at all. I don't understand how the party sheet works. Just give me all the stuff. I'll figure out what to do with it later. It's fine.
You grab it by the dragon. Come on.
I was dragging it by the name, not the dragon.
Yes. All right. So, yeah, you got to drag. You got to grab it by the dragon.
Just like
So yeah, you exit from there with 500 gold coins in a pouch, and do what now?
Well, we have to go get chest, right? For the books.
We do need to find a chest for the books. I don't know that we'll have to pay for it necessarily, but we can see if we need to. And while we're talking and walking, I've actually been writing down some scribbles on a piece of parchment and like slipping them into little crevices and alleyways as we walk, not mentioning what they are.
Oh,
So, yeah.
I see. Okay, so that is something you were doing.
It's true. I'm totally not framing the stupid Thieves Guild that think they're all centralized and too good to be like every other guild. So I'm totally not trying to create in-party fighting as we leave the city. That's fine.
Sure. And heading back to the hotel, or
We got time to find a chest, I think, and maybe have a bit of lunch. We do need to get like, I know we're gonna stop at the hard salted biscuit barrel place for food as we're on the road, but we should probably also have some like other snacks or other things we need for the road trip that we probably wrote down somewhere.
Some extra provisions for the road.
yeah, I mean, if you're just if we're there's nothing unless you plan on stealing it. There's nothing. There's no difficulty in finding standard items like a chest and food and the like.
Drew's not planning on stealing it. I don't know about Panabon.
I only planned on stealing it if they were going to be difficult with me, but if people are going to be kind, then no stealing. I'm already causing mayhem. I don't need to get the artisans involved.
Yeah, I mean, you go into any shop and you get the things that you need.
Yeah. Oh, we should look into the price of camels, because I know how much Perunia loves camels, so we should have just like a camel companion for Perunia. It's their favorite thing.
Well, I mean, if you think that Perunia would like that, I mean, okay. Drew having no idea that Perunia actually doesn't.
I think I'm teasing because I'm not sure there are any camels this far northeast, whatever direction we're in currently in the world of Caiaphas.
Yes. Much further north than you were before.
There are no northern camels, sadly. Or maybe there are.
We call them horses.
Ooh. But they're not camels. That was the important part of that.
Yeah, no, they're not camels. They're horses.
I love you, Perunia.
All right. Well,
it'll be worth it.
Anything else you're needing to try to do? Anything special, or are we taking 500 gold to the hotel?
Have I? Because I know I've had a conversation with Shayloon. Have I actually ever seen the notes that Shayloon has sent their parents?
That is a question for Shayloon to answer, for Sarah to answer.
I've never. I think because at first in the campaign I was pretty open about wanting to reach out, and I think you were kind of talking me out of it, but since then I've been going separate from you.
Okay, so never mind, because I was going to say if I'd actually seen you do it, I was going to try to send them a note on your behalf so that they would know you're okay, but if I haven't seen it, then I can't do that. So yeah. I don't have any other business other than trying to incite chaos. and we're approaching leaving Castanede, which is neat. I should probably stop by Shaylun's room at some point and make sure if there are any other library books that she requires that she has not yet absconded with, that I can abscond with them if need be. But yeah.
Okay. Right. So the rest of you are at the assembly. Most folks have cleared out. Is the group planning on going back to the hotel at all, or have you already like checked out and brought all your stuff?
I was at the fight last, so I don't think I would have brought everything to the fight.
Yeah, because you were at the school before then, so you would only have what you brought. So you're probably heading back. So everybody's probably heading back to the hotel. And somebody probably is going to want to pick up the truck so that you can meet up with everybody at the hotel and get everything loaded up.
I can go get the truck. I don't have things anyway, so.
Okay, so with that, Rogelio is going to head out and grab the truck, and everyone else is going back to the hotel.
Is Flint invited back to the hotel? Oh.
I don't know where that's coming from.
It's very Christmassy.
Yeah.
Okay, I just closed all of my internet windows and it went away, so
It was probably like an ad on something.
somewhere.
Yeah. That happens from time to time. Like you'll be on a site and then like an ad will like just start playing. All right. Well,
We were supposed
cool.
to say
And
goodbye
then,
to Nugatsa too, so maybe it would make sense to like at least send him a letter to come meet us to say goodbye or something.
Or I mean, Rogelio is going to the same place that he would be.
Yeah. Oh, someone disappeared?
It looks like Perunia is having. Whoop.
Yeah, looks like Alex is struggling.
Alex!
All right. We'll say everyone else is headed back to the hotel. Rogelio, moving by yourself through the city is always interesting. When you're walking with people, maybe there's just this assumption from others that you belong to somebody, that you're somebody's, machine or what have you. But when you're walking by yourself, you're very much your own person. You often get you get looks anyway when you walk through the city, but when you're by yourself, you get a lot of looks. And riding on the Sky Train down into the Silver Yard, you kind of reflect. You can't help but just remember that you're kind of one of a kind. There is, as far as you know, no one else like you. And you wonder if that's ever going to be something that other folks, if that'll change, if like maybe this is a sort of a future direction of the technology, or if there just really was some 1 in a billion anomaly that brought you to life. And then you're at the Silver Yard, heading into the Starike offices, where the receptionist looks up and notices you, and do you do you need to see Professor Sanato or?
Only if it's necessary to take the car out that we had mentioned previously. I was here the other day. Is this the same person that I had seen?
Oh, yeah. Let me buzz down Callus and she'll take you back there. And a few moments pass, and Callus arrives. Oh, I've got everything. So let's. Are you just wanting to practice the driving some more, or?
No, we are actually gonna probably head out of town. So if there was anything else that I had to pick up with the ground ship, now would be the best time to do so. I don't know if Nagatsu left anything else or if there was any other things that we had to pick up.
No, let's just get everything hooked up then. And she takes you into the garage. She points out a trailer that you need to hitch together with the truck. So you hop into the truck, and after getting it wound up, you hop in the truck and hitch it up to the trailer. And yeah, without complication, you start to make your way to the hotel. Before you go, actually, no. I just realized like driving through the streets is probably a different thing than traveling around SkyTrain to the very specific places you've gone to. While you're getting the trailer and everything hitched up, she actually goes up and returns a few moments later with Sanato. So if everyone's going to leave, I figured that we'd say bye and kind of guide you back to the hotel since, I don't know if you know your way. So yeah, we'll ride with you to the hotel.
I hadn't thought that far ahead. I was just gonna ride under the SkyTrain. So yeah, that sounds great.
So yeah, together you guys head towards the hotel. And meanwhile, at the hotel, everyone has arrived and is kind of gone off to gather their things. As you get there, though, you notice that both Drew and Panabon are downstairs, waiting for you to return.
We got everything we needed. And we sold the gems.
Who's there? Everyone?
Yeah, who was there?
All of you are there except for Rogelio.
Great. Oh, good. So good. That will get us at least to the next destination. So, we've got everything we need. Oh, where's Flint?
I'm right here. He says, like, he's still standing near the door. Like, he just dropped his duffel bag and, like, the door.
Could you, I know you do more, tinkering than maybe I've done lately, but I've got, I asked for some supplies to maybe build, for the trunk, a wheel and a pull system for the ground ship to pull the trunk behind us. Can you finagle that?
What do you mean? Some sort of like,
basically, I want to put the trunk on wheels so that we can pull it behind the car.
Yeah. I guess I could if you have the stuff.
Yeah, right here, and I've got some my tools too.
I will say that Flint is aware that there is a separate trailer that will be pulled behind the truck.
I'm okay. If he's aware, then he's gonna say like, yeah, I'm not sure that's necessary. You're gonna have a kind of a trailer with the truck, so you're gonna have. Yeah.
Oh, well, good.
And I mean, if you still want it, I could finagle something, but I'm not a trailer builder.
Well, let's see what kind of space we have. And worst case scenario, you can just work on something on the road.
Yeah. Speaking of which, when you have a minute preparing your
the what?
I lean over to Flint. I didn't get a chance to tell her yet.
He knows like that. That's fine. You can continue on your planning, but when you have a minute, maybe we should talk about our discussion that we had last time.
Oh, all right. So we've got provisions. We've got what we need there. Rogelio is getting the ground ship. Lex visited the Sun Star for Nazorum. I've got all the books that I'm going to be able to get before we leave.
Did we ever do the thing on the map so we know exactly where we are?
The thing on the map.
Might have like if there was like some kind of thing, like a magic thing would be like, you are here, and then as we go, it moves with us so we know where we are. Is that a thing? Did I dream that? I might have dreamed that.
Never heard of it, but that's a pretty darn good idea.
Yeah,
I don't know how I would do it.
I do dream some pretty weird things.
We'll add that to the list of things to research, but for now we're stuck with the compass and the map.
But it is our honeymoon map. Are you ready for a honeymoon, Pookie Bear?
Oh, I am, darling. I can't wait.
I'm confused and uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm with her on that. This is getting weird.
So, anyway, I think we've got what we need. Oh, Perunia, did you get your earnings?
Is Phoebe with me, and did Phoebe handle that?
She is with you. She looks kind of between the two of you, and she says, "Well, that was that's managed with the associations that sponsored you. So the money goes to them, and then whatever, I suppose, if they were going to offer a payout to the fighter, then that is with them. So I don't know how. That's
so
totally...
we need to go to see our contact then before we leave, is what I'm hearing.
If you know who that is, because I don't. It was everything was like really fast with you with we got the notification from Edvund and that you were going to be here. So I don't know if that's going to be someone here or if they're going to.
We can handle that. Yeah, I know our contact.
Okay. Sure.
I don't want her involved in the mob at all. So like not telling her anything.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I think that's it. Again, just it was my pleasure to show you around the city and make sure that you were at all the fights, and it was really fun to watch you you do your thing. And
I give her a big hug, and because I'm big, it's large.
And then she kind of wraps her arms around you as well. They kind of barely make it around, and she squeezes you tightly back. Says, if you're ever back in Castanede, you've got a friend and a place to stay if you need to. And that's for everybody, your friends too.
Let me write down your actual home address, because unfortunately we didn't get a chance to visit you in your home this trip.
Yes, absolutely. And she gives you the information. It's in Eastholm. But it looks like you guys have a lot to do. You guys are getting ready for your big trip, so I'm gonna get out of your hair. But yeah, this is a great experience.
Don't stop writing, okay?
Oh no! As soon as I get to, I'm gonna write about the fight and everything, and I'm gonna put it in one of the local papers, for sure.
Well, by the time I get back, I want to see you fully published.
Absolutely, I'm gonna do it. Okay, so bye, and bye everybody. It was good to meet you all. Zane, Zane's, and the way she says it, like she's kind of saying it the way that you all say it now, like gotta say Zane so that nobody around thinks that it's not Zane. But she's Zane Johnson's management group. Bye.
Bye. See you around.
Oh, bye, Flint. Yeah. See ya. And then she heads out of the hotel.
I slide over to Perini and go, she's one of the lucky ones. She's going to get to survive all this.
Yeah, so are you going to go talk to them all for us there, Pampa?
To what?
Oh.
Nothing. Yeah, Nothing, Flint. Nothing.
I figure if they're running a front through Streak A, then it'll work out in the wash. But yeah, if I need to like send a knife in the mail, I totally will. Yeah.
No, I meant collect our winnings, but we can discuss that later.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
I'm gonna pack. Yeah.
Right. All right, everyone is getting their stuff packed up.
There's so many books in that trunk.
You put so many books in that trunk.
I asked them if they could put in like shelving space for you, but they gave me a look. They thought it was weird I wanted shelves in a trunk, but I thought shelves would be nice. So I don't know.
It would be, but for now we can stack. I actually have an idea of a place if we ever get back to Deseren, that I could put some of these books. It's a secret bookshelf. Well, the bookshelf isn't secret. The door behind it is.
So it's a door.
Yeah, it's. I think I'm gonna make it my like study. Now they're all. I assume they cleaned out all the dead people from there.
Very on brand.
You find that this is probably the best moment with once everyone is kind of scattered off to do their own packing, for Flint to speak with Shaylin.
Yeah, so Shaylin, can I have a moment?
Yeah, what's going on?
I had some time to think on our discussion, and with Getsu offering the job and everything, I don't think I can follow you all right now. Think it may be a little bit more appropriate for me to keep an eye on the things you need to keep an eye on. I can protect and study whatever you give me so we can understand more, and stick around here and do some good work with Getsu in order to help you more in the future.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm sorry.
Well, maybe any of the books that I couldn't get to, maybe you could ship to me when was settled.
Yes, sure. I can probably get and check out a few books for you, and maybe get copies and if possible to ship them. If not, maybe can use the power of my new boss to maybe.
Well, and I plan to come back to visit if everything goes well. I'd love to come study at the university here. So
that'd be great.
Are we somewhere private, Danny?
Yeah, I think that he knocked on your door and is in your room.
Yeah.
So my very, very full satchel is bulging at this point, but it does get noticeably less bulgy as I kind of finagle around in it and pull out a package in something that seems kind of hollow and stuff that package back in. But the thing that's hollow, I pull out, and it's this ancient-looking helm.
Okay.
This has been a lot to carry, so, well, maybe take the package out and unwrap it, and it's an amulet. And I kind of look between the two, like, I need to get rid of both of these, but I want to split everything up. So I did find out that this is this amulet, because I cast identify on all this, right, Danny? So I know what all this is. Okay. This is one of those demigods. It was their focus, and it did. It acted as the spell casting focus. You could actually store a spell in it, and you can cast the spell that's in it as if you were casting it from memory. You don't have to like read from a ton. Anyway, the maximized, as though you were using like
if you were overclocking your spell, like...
right, somehow able to add more power into it, and they are more accurate to hit your target, and it recovers one of these charges, these abilities a day, but anyway, there's a lot of things it can do, but we know these are evil items and that they come with a cost, and so please know that this is a sign of how much I trust you, that I'm trusting you to make sure that this gets somewhere it never gets found again.
I'll make sure it's safe and obscured for the rest of the world. I'm pretty sure I can figure something out that'll help. What about this helmet you have?
That's the other thing, that it's called something that it annoys me how cocky these demigods are. The implacable rage of Songots. Like, what does that even mean? Like, get over yourself. So what you can do with this helm is choose someone or something, and until that target either dies or is knocked unconscious, I think, the wearer is harder to hit by anything that is not the target. So like if I put it on and you were the chosen target, then anybody else that was trying to hurt me would have a harder time of it, because of that. And I would be immune to any non-magical kind of damage, like just from hitting with a sword or a mace or something like that. And the person I chose or the thing that I chose as that target, I would be able to hit easier, and I would always know the distance to and direction to that target. So if I wore it and left here, I'd always know exactly which direction and how far you were. So,
well, I mean, I'm planning on specializing more in learning about building and managing magic armor while I work with Getza. So if you want me to study these items as well as taking care of them, I would probably have a better chance of uncovering more about the helmet. However, if it's not part of your plan, I don't mind safekeeping either one of them.
Just be careful as you study, because nobody else can know about these.
Of course, I won't. Is Nuget's aware of these?
I don't think I told him. No.
All right. Well,
and
I'll make sure to get myself a private workstation in my lodging so I can work in secret.
And that's the reason too that I didn't have that ritual, that divination ritual done on these to know their histories. We kind of know their histories already to an extent, but I didn't want the two students that performing the ritual to know about the items.
Okay.
So be very careful.
I will keep it away from the university just to be safe.
As I look at the two items again, I give him the amulet.
All right. He takes it, wraps it in cloth, and puts it in a little metal box and shoves it in his belongings in his going to a fight duffel bag.
Thanks, Flint.
No problem. Now, if there's anything else I can do for you all until you leave, just let me know. I'll stick around. I'm after that beating, I could use a nice meal, so I'll probably hang out in the dining area downstairs while you guys get ready. Let me know if you need arms to carry stuff to the wagon or whatnot.
Thanks. I'm gonna give him one of those hugs again that like are at his waist.
He leans over and pats her back, trying to somewhat reciprocate the hug, but it's.
I love like the image of this while you're purple from getting your face punched a bunch.
Yeah, like his nose is still a little crook, as it always is, just in the different direction. And his eyes are starting to puff out.
All right. Well, as all of that is happening and everybody gathers all their stuff and brings it all eventually down into the waiting area downstairs, Rogelio arrives in the truck with Nugatsu Sanato and Callus, and we will take our 10-minute break here and get ready to leave that city when we get back. And we are back once again as the sound, a strange sound starts happening outside. It's like a
before the strange sound, could I knock on Drusilla's door as they're packing?
No one stopped the strange sound.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, the strange sound is happening right now, but you have knocked on Drusilla's door.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to ignore the strange sound because it sounds strange. I want to be the strange thing. I'm going to knock on Drew's door and I'm going to enter and go, hey, hi. So this is going to be a little awkward. I cannot express enough how if you want to live, probably now's your exit ramp. Because we're definitely heading closer and closer to the danger. It's not fun. But if for some wacky reason you really are going to come, which again, definitely we're like standing at death's door. We really are. Cannot express that enough. Is there like a letter or anything you want me to mail off to like next of kin, so they like know what to do with your stuff and whatnot? Just covering bases.
I don't have anybody, so no. It's just me.
Well, you've got us, so that's nice. I'm sorry
No,
about all the
yeah.
doom. You know,
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It'll be fun. Maybe not fun, but
I mean, it's not breaking out of the underground prison beneath the Citadel fun, but it's fine. Just if you start having night terrors, like figure out what brand of tea is best for you to help with the night terrors, because that's I find that is work the best. So yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure you understood. Like, I enjoy your company, but I'd like you to live. But the odds of you not living increase the longer we travel together, because like big targets on our back. So I just but okay, yes, yeah, it'll be fine. There's also apparently a giant duck being strangled in the street. I don't know if you actually are hearing that or not, but it's
Yeah, I don't know what that
strange.
is. It's a little odd.
Yeah.
But I'll meet you down there. We can go off to our death together.
I'd rather not die, but yeah, that's just every step seems to be one step closer. I mean, as long as we can take Flemmy and Arturus down with us, I guess that would be preferable. But it'll be fine. Everything will be it's gonna be just fine. You're gonna have a good time. I mean, you could write songs about our death and like send them. Do you have like a publisher, like a busking publisher? You can send our death songs to. I feel like that would be good.
No, it's just me. I mean, I have a notebook. I can just like write it in the notebook, and whoever finds it finds it.
Oh yeah, that's good. Okay. Oh. One thing you should think about: a next of kin for if you die and then you're resurrected with like an evil spirit inside of you. So like designate someone for like a word that you're supposed to say that only you know. So like if somebody murders you and then resurrects you and like turns you evil or like decides they like want to take over your soul, just like a safe word so that we'll know you're not you or like somebody just in case. And you give me that look, but like I'm just letting you know it could happen because like people have been rising out of cemeteries and open air graveyards since we started this. So just like even just like having like a safe word, is an ideal, just like as a precautionary measure.
I will think about that, and I'll work on that.
Yeah, it's good. I can't remember who. I actually don't think I've done that yet for myself. I probably should. But if I'm acting weird, then you're gonna know. Like if I say, "Hey, I'm gonna go into accounting," then it's not me.
Are we though? I feel like you might say that in a conversation at some point, just in general.
Yeah, but I feel like I advertise the grift before I do it. So like I feel like you'll get the vibe, but if it just comes out of the blue, then just be aware there is a chance of like someone taking over your soul. So just like have that safe word in your like cappuccino, like a word you wouldn't necessarily say very often,
Okay. And if you start saying something weird, I can just kill you. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, you'll have to decide what weird in this context means, but yeah, definitely. I mean, I would prefer the stabbing and being dead over being like meat puppeted, personally.
Good to know.
Actually, I'd rather not be dead at all, but it's odds being what they are.
Okay. Well, thank you for the heads up. I appreciate it. And I will think about my safe word, I think you called it. I will think about that and figure that out.
It's like a proactive thing. Like you think it wouldn't be something you'd need, but like the amount of people that have popped out of open air graveyards and like tried to like, I don't actually know. I guess they would have just ripped me to pieces. Who knows? But like, if you see an open air graveyard, probably things are going to pop out of it. So like, just prepare your mind for that. Because it doesn't look like what you think it's going to look like. Just like, and there are also hands that pop out of the ground, but only one person can see them at a time. So look out for the hands popping out of the ground that only one person can see at a time. That's a thing. That's a real thing that has happened. It's a real thing. Yeah.
Okay. Starting to rethink my decisions and my life choices. But
giving you the information, but I'm also going to go downstairs if you want to join me because I'm done packing to see what the duck noise is.
Yeah.
Because if there's
I'll meet you down there
downstairs, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I'll finish up here. I'll meet you down there.
Okay, see you soon. Yep.
All right. Bye.
All right. And downstairs, as Rogelio is helping to get Shayloon's stuff into the trailer, the truck itself, and now that everyone's kind of getting to see it for the first time, it's it's mostly bed, and then there's like a carriage part in the front. It's got some rather large rubberized wheels, and a trailer is hitched to the back, and you find that all of your stuff would fit in the trailer, and then you could sit in the back comfortably in terms of being able to spread out, but maybe not comfortably as in there isn't really any sort of it's not soft, it's the bed of a truck. So on your way out, maybe you pick up some cushions or what have you. And yeah, everyone is getting everything loaded into the truck as Callus is going over some last few things with some last few things with Rogelio, such as how to actually write the name of the truck down for posterity. And Nugatsa is talking to Shayloon, who's as she has arrived. It's so you have decided to head west, then?
Yeah, we're gonna go to that rendezvous point.
Well, keep your eyes open for any dangers that I mean, obviously you will be. The truck is quick. It's faster than anyone can run. It's not faster than a horse, but a horse will tire long before the truck.
Thank you for everything.
Yes. Do write or something and let us know how things are going, or get a message to us as just if there are any changes, any progress made. If you learn anything important, that by sharing, we may be able to assist you in some way.
Is there a good way to reach you that is more reliable than... We just don't want to get private information, sensitive information intercepted.
Well, I suppose, Callus, you have that scroll. She nods and steps away from the truck, pulling out of a small satchel that she has a scroll that is wound and tied with just a very plain string with twine. This is, yeah, I brought it. Here you go. And she hands it to him, and then he in turn hands it to Shayloon. I don't know, you may already have this scroll, but he says, this should allow you to get a hold of me or Callus or actually anybody. So I from what I've seen, I think you have the foundation to perform this magic. So,
Danny, did you just give me sending?
Yeah.
I've been not taking that on purpose because I didn't want to break your game. It'd be like, hey, Lox, how you doing?
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation with Lox and Aegis.
So, yeah, just if something important, if there is something important, you can send word.
Thank you. This is really helpful.
Indeed. All right. Well, looks like most of your stuff's in there. I suppose your Panabon's still. Oh, there they are. And your the woman with you.
Sorry.
Well, in any case,
what?
He's just noting who's there and loading stuff up, and so like that you're ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
And Drusilla has not yet come down, and Panabon has arrived.
Oh,
Runia would be on her way with her duffel as well.
Thank you for everything again, Nugatsa. And I'll shake his hand and then kind of step back and let him talk to Panabon. Yeah.
He steps back. He just kind of looks over towards Panabon, giving a nod.
Panabon resists the urge to bow. Panabon will wave and will go, thank you, sir. Thank you for being you. Please stay safe, sir. Yes.
Well, you stay safe. I think you are probably going into a bit more troubled territory than I am. But take care of your friends and keep an eye open for trouble. I think you've seen your share of it, but I believe that there's still plenty more left to come. A few more surprises as well.
And Panabon goes to respond, but the voice is such a high pitch that it sounds like a dog somewhere in the distance does a little yowl. And so Panabon just begins to blush and like moves to the side of the truck so they don't start weeping uncontrollably again like they did at dinner. So just do that cha-cha real smooth.
All right. Well, Cass, let's be on our way. There is business we have to attend to this afternoon. And the two of them make their way towards the SkyTrain.
Bye, Grandpa.
And all of you get loaded up into the truck, checked out of the hotel, and begin driving to the northwest part of the city.
Danny, we can't leave yet, though.
Okay.
We don't know where Lex is.
Lex is with you.
Oh, okay. Never established. Couldn't tell.
Yeah, like Lex is loaded up their stuff and is in the truck.
Shaylin, since Phoebe didn't have the contact and we seem to be in a bit of a rush, are we gonna not try to collect the winnings for second place?
Oh, no, we need our money.
Oh, we do. Okay. Cool. It might be best if we just avoid further interactions with the mob. I know you were very concerned about the mob before, so we could just cut our losses and leave.
I'll be right back. And I jump down off the trailer and run back inside the hotel to the dining area where Flint is, and be like, "Hey, could you pick up our winnings on behalf of Perunia and forward them to us when we are settled?"
He says he'll try.
Thanks.
Of course, we can't give Flint any kind of contact because Flint doesn't know who to contact. But yeah, it's all right. Flint, we'll figure it out. He'll be all right.
Well, we're
just sending him to the mob.
Yeah.
We can take a quick mob detour if you guys want me to. Instead of going out of the town, we can go to the mob's house.
No, we're on a time schedule. All right.
Sounded like the money was important. Sure.
We'll be fine.
Money
If we
or
need anything, I'll steal
trouble?
it.
Money, trouble. Money.
Both of those things. Money is always
Oh.
trouble.
Put the helmet on Perunia and say, "Get the money."
No!
That's the heel turn in WWE turns.
Let's What do you guys think? Should we? It wasn't a small amount of money.
Well, it's smaller because I didn't take first place, and our cut of it's only 40%.
Which, well, I don't
And
remember what the amounts
also
were.
minus the amount that it costs to get in to the thing for it. So
No, he was paying for that.
right, but if I didn't win that comes out of the winning. So like he would subtract that amount first, and then out of the rest I'd get 40%.
Danny, I remember when Prunia brought this. Like, what are we looking at in terms of
Winning would have been a decent amount. Not getting first, very much reduced. So, like, winning would have been like over $5,000. Second place, a lot less. Like a lot.
1,000, 500?
So the
So
because
top
you guys
prize
weren't
was
really
only so top prize was 5,000. I would have gotten 2,000 out of it minus the investment. I did take notes, but I only took notes for first place because I was trying to win. Well, that's not helpful.
Yeah, it was much reduced.
Fine, let's go and hope Flint can make that up.
I did get 500 gold for the gems.
Oh, great. Good. So we're not broke. That's good. Thank you. Good work.
Thank you for this, doing the magic on him.
Yeah, that's a
That's
neat
helpful.
trick, isn't it?
It is. I wouldn't do it very often if we're going to stay someplace, but it was very useful.
Right. Strategically, only use in moments that make sense. All right. Well, then I think we're ready to leave.
All right. As you exit from Marble Park north of the precipice and start winding your way down the mountainside for your first day of travel. Looking at the map, who wants to make a survival check?
Is this the map reader?
Yes.
I would suggest someone with high wisdom do that because that's a wisdom check. So
Yeah,
unless
not
you want to
I.
get really lost. I bought the map. I didn't make any contention to having to read it, but I will if you want me to.
I have a +3, so if somebody has something higher, they are.
Nope.
Also,
We are not
Oh.
wise. If you can tell by just playing with us.
I
Look, we're
will
from
do the survival
Flanopafel.
check.
We don't need a map of Flanopafel. It's all up, okay?
Oh dear. Yeah.
I'm driving, so it's true.
Did that show up?
I didn't
Which means
see
you
it.
should re-roll it.
Yeah, I think I should.
Yeah, I think you should.
It's not much better. I got a
Better.
natural one the
That
first
is
time.
better?
No, that is better, but not by
That'd be
much.
rough.
All right. Looking at it, you feel like this is not so much like taking the wrong road necessarily, but just trying to figure out how long it's going to take you. So you look at it and you're like, oh, it's going to take about 3 days. That's your guess, looking at the distance and kind of getting an idea of your speed. There is a speedometer on the car, and so once it gets to about 30, you're cruising along. It's bumpy. Going any faster, it gets a little uncomfortable and starts to rattle a little bit. But you can go a little faster. Like if you really need to go, you could get a little bit more out of it. But
we didn't stop at the mob's house. We're fine. We can take our time.
Yeah. So you are cruising right along, and you all hear the ding of a level up. So we're gonna go ahead and put everyone at level 7.
Harry's
I'm
level
going to
2
go
now.
left to right here. I'm going to start with Rogelio. Are you still taking a druid level?
Yeah.
All right. Boom. You get a class of druid, which gives another level of druid, which grants you some additional hit points. You are now at 71 max hit points. You also can now cast 4th level spells. So on your character sheet, you'll notice that there is a 4th level spell slot. And if you click on your mode at the bottom to prepare preparation, you can now prepare 4th level spells. So you can pick a 4th level spell to prepare. All right. Next up is going to be Drew. Are you taking another level of Bard?
Yes.
All right. You are granted another level of Bard. You have now 69 hit points. Nice. That's just the right amount for a Bard.
Can I give an inspiration for 69 hit points?
Let's see. You are able now to cast 4th level spells. And I think that's... I don't think there's a level 7 specific other than your spell casting that you get. So that's that. Shayloon.
Hi.
You are taking another level of wizard. Yes?
Yeah.
All right. 1 second. Here we go. You now have 51 hit points. And you can cast 4th level spells.
Woo! Get ready. 4th level sparkle darts.
4th level sparkle darts. That's all we're going to use them for.
That's it.
Harunya, are you taking another level of fighter?
I am.
Okay, so as another level of fighter, you are going to be at 104 hit points.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's pretty good. You also gain from your subclass the taunt ability.
Ooh, I can shit talk. Look at that.
You can use a bonus action to taunt an opponent. That will grant advantage to attack rolls made against you from that opponent until the next turn. So they'll have advantage to hit you. However, if you take no damage before your next turn, you will gain temporary hit points equal to your fighter level, plus 1 for every non-combatant that can see you up to your charisma modifier. So if you're in a group, then that's great. But if you are not in a group of people watching, you still get your fighter level of temporary hit points if you don't get hit. So the trick is to taunt and then follow it by not actually getting hit, so that it actually like...
Yeah, Prudy won't get that. She's just gonna taunt and figure out it does better when she doesn't get hit. But that'll be a learning curve for all of us.
Yes. All right. And the idea is that because they get advantage to hit you, they're more likely to attack you and not your friends.
Yep.
So, and finally, for who is on right now, Panabon, I imagine you are taking another level of rogue.
I prefer relocation specialist, but yes, rogue is fine.
All right. Another level of relocation specialist. You now have 55 max hit points. You get the evasion feature. So now if you need to make a dexterity saving throw, if you succeed, you take no damage. Even if you fail, you only take half. So that is lovely. And I am making a change to your Split the Veil. I feel like you don't get enough mileage out of it. So we're going to change it from an action to create your veil to a bonus action. So you can use a bonus action to create a veil, and then you can use an action to drive it or what have you. So, all right. That is leveling up for everybody. We will level up Sin Lex the next time they're here. And you cruise down the mountains. You are...
Can I attempt a perception roll as we're in this car on the road in the mountains, probably making quite a bit of noise in case there are mountain raiders and whatnot?
You can always make a perception check. I imagine that you are that everybody's kind of passive persuasion is on for the most part, except for the driver, who is.
Ooh,
look at you!
I'm real perceptive right now. I'm just waiting for the next mecha person. Like, I'm just imagining people trying to squeeze me like tubes of toothpaste again. So I'm looking for it.
I am not paying attention because I have the lid of the chest open, and I'm hanging out in the lid with my books, doing all my research.
And at some point, I need to introduce everybody to Carrie.
Okay.
Other than that, eyes on the road.
Shayloon.
Yeah.
Make a Constitution saving throw. This is a very, very, very important Constitution saving throw.
Is this a car sick saving throw?
This is to see if you are. Hold on a second. Before you make it, let me do this really quick. I just want to. I'll share it with Alex because I got that up. So.
I also think that I would be sitting up front in the whatever in the stagecoach est of it all, the person writing security.
Your shotgun.
Okay.
Yeah. Wish I had a shotgun. I should get
All right, so I have set the DC. The DC has been made, has been put out into the world. So now you can roll.
I'm scared.
This is a scary roll. It turns out Shayloon is not the type of person who gets car sick.
Yay!
That was so close. You almost didn't make that.
I bet. Shayloon's constitution is stronger than Rem's constitution.
Carrie rides smooth. It's okay.
So, all right. So you are not the type of person who gets car sick or seasick or what have you. Lucky you. Really lucky you, because I am the type of person who does. I hate it. Right. So, and as you are riding, it's starting to get a little later in the day. Normally, when you travel, if you're on horse, if you're on foot, you only get like 8 hours, right? But when you're driving, it's like it's the vehicle's moving. It's like, not you guys. It still can be tiring, but you will end up probably getting a little more out of your day's drive than normal. And really, it's really a matter of like light, because driving at night would be a little bit tougher.
Do we have headlights, Danny?
It does not have headlights.
Do we have a giant anthropomorphic puppet ant that we can tie torches to, and they can jog alongside of us?
Or a deer with a red nose that glows?
You can cast a light spell, or there are ways, but it's not going to provide the same like illumination at speed that you need to be really safe. It gets a little dangerous if it gets totally dark. That said, as it is getting a little later, you hear in the distance the sound of a horn, like maybe a warning horn or a hunting horn or some sort of horn. Do you continue on at speed?
So since I'm in the front, can I get a look around my surroundings, as in, is there a good place to park our ground ship behind some rocks? One of the things I'm worried about is a shotgun like hitting our ground ship and like putting us out of a brand new ship. So is there anywhere nearby that we look like we can park this thing, so if we're getting ambushed, we can get out and they can ambush us and not our precious vehicle?
There are. You could pull off pretty much anywhere, really. You are near the foothills of the mountains. You actually have made it all the way down the mountainside. And you actually, as you're coming down, you can see ahead there is there's a place where the rocks kind of rise up on both sides of the road, and you see there's like an overpass, man-made, that you've seen a couple of these as you've been driving down, and they're usually manned by members of the island military. And as you're kind of driving, as the sun is like kind of going down in the west, and you can see the silhouette, you see a figure on the gate, standing atop this overpass sort of thing, as you are kind of pulling up.
As soon as we hear the horn, I do want to kind of shift and close my book and go, Perunia, send a message and say, Perunia, hold my hand.
I can't hold your hand because I'm out in the front of the coach.
You're in the front seat?
Yeah, I'm riding shock.
Who is
Rogelio? Go ahead.
Who's in the back then?
Everyone else.
Everyone else.
Except Rogelio.
Rogelio and Perunia in the front.
Lex is probably in the back. I don't know.
Lex is in the back.
Yeah, our more physical. So I'll take Lex's hand and say, move it. And there's like a tingle that goes down from my hand to her, and that buzz kind of continues, and she's faster now. Or he is faster now.
Okay, are you casting haste?
I am.
Okay.
I love that we're calling it move it.
Move it.
You like to move it.
Sounded like an insult.
I can only cast it once. It's just one move it.
All right. So meanwhile, up front, are you slowing down or speeding up, or what are you doing?
I'm gonna tell Rogelio, hey, odds are that's the military, which is great. But just in case we're about to be ambushed, we don't want anything happen to Carrie. So why don't we park them? I don't know the gender. And let's approach on foot.
Okay, that's no problem. And there's like a spot we could do that, Danny, like off road.
Not like off the road, like you can't like find, but you can pull to the side
like
of the road.
Pulling up on the curb, like not off the road, but
yeah, you can definitely do that.
And hopefully behind some protection in that case, like some boulders and stuff, so they can't just directly hit us.
The little piece of the core that's powering the car out and bring it with me. Is that a thing I can do?
Like a key.
Yeah.
That's like my key, yeah.
You could take the fuel out, yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just stick my head back behind us, or probably around. I don't know exactly if there's a little door thing. And just say, hey, we think it's just an inspection with the Ireland military. Probably not a big deal because we're just leaving the city limits, but stay here, okay? And Rogelio and I can go talk to him.
All right. So as you step out, you kind of are walking. Give me a perception test for Perunia.
My 19 perception, like right before the horn blew, did that do anything?
So bad.
There was nothing that you didn't notice. There was nothing that was untoward or looked like it was attacking or anything like that. There didn't seem to be any dangers. And the only thing, like even what you see right now appears fine. Like there's the sort of gate / wall up ahead. Looks like someone's manning it. As you step out, about how far from the gate are you stopping? Like
probably in yelling distance.
Yeah.
Okay. Yelling distance, you say?
I mean, I'm not going to be super far away. I'm not going to lie. I'm a person who believes in herself perhaps too much. In which case, I would probably get within, 20 feet, which I feel like is I can have a conversation pretty well.
So you're getting within 20 feet, but how far back did you park the vehicle?
Oh, I would like to say it was probably 150.
Okay.
And we should probably have gone further. We should have done 100 yards, but you know.
Sure. So you get there and you look up and you see this guard. He's looking down towards you from atop this gate, maybe 50, 60 feet up. Just looking down at you, you can see he's got a spear that he's holding. And you yell up what?
Ahoy! What does it take to open the gate?
The gate is open.
Do you need to see like documentation, or are we good to just drive through?
Drive through.
I wish my perception had been better. I look at Rogelio. Okay.
Rogelio just ain't looking.
Yeah. Apparently drive through.
I'm gonna go ahead and because you said it's like an overpass, right? So I'm gonna wave and say, okay, great. And I'm just gonna walk forward a little bit to see what the landscape is like once we get through this overpass.
So it's like a last area where like it's really rocky, and then on the other side, as you look, it looks like from what you could tell, it looks like there's a lot more vegetation, some like small trees, like shrub, bush, stuff like that, as the road carries on the other side.
Okay. And I will turn around, and Rogelio and I will walk back to the ground ship.
Okay. You head back to the ground ship.
I call that out and when we get there to the back one. Everything looks good. Said we could go through.
What was that horn all about?
Was that coming from this direction, Danny, or is that just like
you think it came from ahead, like somewhere ahead,
like past that gate? I mean, right?
Probably past the gate. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey Danny, remember that we had gotten shotguns when we had our friends with us, and we had gotten 3 extra from the dead guys? I would like to pull that out of my pouch. Because if I'm riding shotgun, I would like a shotgun. Not that Brunia ever learned how to be actually like good at it, so like that's not gonna help very much. But be like,
are you trying to define the word where the word shotgun came from in this world?
Yeah.
Sure.
By the way, the people in that front seat with the driver, you are in the box. That is the terminology for early car / stagecoach. Yeah.
You're just in the shotgun section of the box.
It's true.
All right. The haste spell expires as you guys get back in the vehicle.
Is Lex still exhausted if he didn't use the haste spell?
He is, but it doesn't last so long that like it's not a long-lasting exhaustion.
Okay.
So
I didn't drop the spell, by the way.
It only lasts a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have a very long duration. Yeah, it's one turn, so it basically like exhausted for like 6 seconds, and you start to drive through. And as you are driving through,
don't like how slowly your voice has gotten.
It's because I have to bust out a map, because yes, there is a map now.
Or spitballing. Maybe not.
Nothing happens.
Maybe not. All right, so let's place folks on our map as we present it. 1 second, let me.
By the way, fun fact: the stagecoach person that was the guard was actually called someone riding shotgun. So apparently that is correct terminology for the person.
Of course it was. I've watched a lot of westerns. All right, John.
No, yeah, but it's also like the internet backs that up. So
thank you.
All right, as you are rolling on ahead, we have a map. You see to the right side is the gate that you just passed under, with the guard up on that. And then as you're moving forward, you see ahead of you another guard. Let me push the appear guards button. Apparently, I've not pushed the guards appear button. All right. So you see the guard ahead of you actually like steps out into the street and like puts their hands out for you to stop.
If Rogelio stops, I exit the vehicle. My sword is
Rogelio have the
conveniently
option
at
to
my
not.
side.
Guys, this is giving me strong U.S. Border Customs, Canada Border Customs vibes, and my anxiety is spiking right now.
They're gonna make you leave and drop stuff off and walk through.
We've reported a bunch of
I've been once upon a time. I know what's about to happen.
We have a report of a bunch of missing books.
All right. Everyone can make a perception check as you do, as you're rolling up. As you are slowing down, and Perunia's getting out, a woman actually kind of steps out and it's also like waving.
Man, where was that 19 when I needed it?
Drew's the only
That was almost like that's going to be a 20, and then it wasn't. Shaylin.
It was not.
All right.
Rogelio drew with eyes.
So this woman kind of moves up. Hey, oh goodness. Thought no one was going to come through through the night, and we really didn't want to be out here through the night. Thank goodness you're here. Careful ahead. There's some sort of creatures that are attacking travelers, and they attack some of the guards. These are the only two that are left. The one up there, I don't know what the deal is with that one.
Yeah, because he definitely just like waved us through.
Yeah, I don't know where he came from. There's supposed to be like 6 guards at this post, and the others were killed. And these guys are left, and I was in a caravan wagon, and if you look ahead, you'll see that my wagon's there. My horses were killed. My other my assistants were killed. There's some sort of monster. There's a few of them, but we need your help to, if we could get a ride with you out to the next place, or
Can we all hear this?
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
Can I do an insight check?
You
Your perception is
absolutely
also the highest,
can
too.
do an
True.
insight check.
I've actually ducked down, by the way, so I can hear.
What?
But unless someone's actively looking for me, they can't see me.
My
I'm
dice
small.
are being all kinds of weird tonight. Oh, that's much
There you
better.
go.
Okay. She does appear to be concerned. As she points out what she's talking about, you do see that there is a smashed wagon up ahead, and some forms kind of around it. But she does seem to be concerned. The guards are oddly quiet as they're looking out and past, like they're scanning the hills above.
I'll address the guard directly, one of the two. Describe these monsters to me.
All right. As soon as you ask the guard to describe one of the monsters, he looks to you and opens his mouth, and then suddenly you hear is screeching like a out in the hills around.
What?
And
I missed
Nope.
that. What was that?
Nope. Nope. 0%.
Now,
And it's not coming from his mouth, to be clear.
No, because as soon as that happens, his head whips up, and you see.
It's like 0% of that.
You see up on one of the cliff tops this strange sort of creature. It is 1 second. How do I show this without it IDing what it is? That's what I want to know.
Use the snippet tool.
Know what it is?
I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter if you recognize, if you know what it is. But oh, come on now. Don't be like this.
Everyone in chat, what do you think it is before the picture shows?
oh, I don't like that.
Oh, no, thank you.
course, one of them.
0%. 0%.
So
Negative 9,000.
it is resting up there, and as it makes that sound, you hear another one respond in this direction. Actually, let me.
Drusilla, you just hear you hear under Panabon's breath, "Keep away. Where are you?"
So in the direction of that cone, like somewhere out there, you hear another like response, as this sort of animalistic, horned creatures are up here. What do you want to do?
Think we could take them? Perunia exits the vehicle and go for.
Yeah,
with
had
my
already
blazing
pressed the
sword.
info, but yes.
We already did. Walks
Over
forward.
excited. So my touch that I would normally do is a little aggressive, but I'm small. So I kind of whack at Perunia and cast Enlarge.
Oh, cool! Yes! I want that.
Okay, so what does enlarge do?
Enlarge? I can tell you.
I'm guessing it makes it bigger than my current 6'5" self, which is going to be awesome.
And
I was not anticipating that. I have to be completely honest.
the target's size doubles in all dimensions, and its weight is multiplied by 8. This growth increases its size by 1 category from medium to large, for example. If there isn't enough room for the target to double its size, the creature or object attains blah, 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 blah. Until the spell ends, the target has advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. The target's weapons also grow to match its new size. While these weapons are enlarged, the target's attacks with them deal an extra 1d4 damage.
I'm going to look so cool.
Okay, so you have cast enlarge.
I'm gonna like turn to Drew and go, she's never done that before.
And as I like panic smack Perunia, I remember that this is a range of 30 feet and is not a touch spell.
Yeah, Perunia stepped out, so like you panic smack the side of the truck. And get a hold of Perunia that way. So Perunia, as you step forward, the woman turns. She's like, "Oh my goodness!" And she kind of moves this way to kind of closer to the truck. As she yells out, "Oh my God! Get ready! They're coming back!"
Don't worry, man. We've got this.
let's
I
go
like this
ahead.
strange woman real close to my track.
What we'll do is
That's the
we
concern.
will stop here because it is 10:15.
Ah!
Cliffhanger.
And we'll have everybody roll initiative the very next when we start next time we meet up.
We were at a hotel. We could have stayed at the hotel.
Could have
Could've joined the
stayed at the
mob.
hotel. And so with that, everybody, I would like to say thanks for joining us and good night. We will see everybody not next week, not the week after that.
I think so. I think we're off for 2 weeks.
Okay.
We'll keep you guys posted, but yeah, moving is hard.
So, but we will be back on this Sunday type of night after 2-week break. You can catch us here like clockwork.
Good night, everyone.